The Pichu London Cup Series made its return to Kansas Speedway. Earlier this season, it ran under the lights and it was won by Chase Elliott. And now it hosts a playoff race to see which driver will advance into the round of 12 by winning here at Kansas. Last week, we were at Darlington Raceway, and Joey Logano took the checkered flag to lock himself into the round of 12. So now all these races are important from here on out, as the 42 car is being driven by Daniel Dye this weekend. One of the truck prospects going to get a shot in the Cup Series for this race only. He's in the 42, and Raja Carruth will be in the 42 next weekend at Bristol, his teammate in the Truck Series. Justin Allgaier is in the 88 this weekend for Junior Motorsports, and the 67 is going to be driven by Kurt Busch. A third entry for 2311 Racing, but Kurt Busch decided to give it one more go in the Cup Series. He missed all of last season because of concussions, and he was not cleared to race until this weekend here in the Pichu London Cup Series, but he has decided to run on one more race here at the track that he won a couple races in his career at, and so this will be his final race in the Cup Series. So happy retirement to Kurt Busch as he runs one more time in the Cup Series here today at Kansas. There's our winner from last weekend, Joey Logano in the 22. Doesn't have to worry about the results from the next two races. Ryan Preece had a problem and had to go into the apron, but he does pick up the speed once again. Preece had an issue, and I guess it fixed itself when he went below the apron, so the 41 car able to gain back up to full speed. I'm not sure what happened with the 41 that caused him to go in the apron like that, but he's able to avoid a disaster. As a battle for the lead brews up with William Byron and Ross Chastain, both drivers are in the playoffs trying to get in and win in advance. So both of them very aggressive now as Chastain goes to the bottom trying to take the lead back from William Byron. And he goes down low and clears the number 24. And Ross Chastain is able to retake the lead from the 24 car. And now the drivers have to pit for their green flag pit stops near the end of stage number 1. Chastain goes down pit road with Martin Truex and Denny Hamlin. All these drivers coming down pit road. William Byron stays out for another lap, and then he has to come down to the pits and to get his fresh tires and fuel before the end of stage number 1. And Joey Logano was able to cycle out as the leader of stage 1 after pit stops complete, but the 20 car has a problem. He blows up near the start finish line and brings out the caution, and now he collides with Brad Keselowski and a hard crash on the 6 car. The 15 took a hard hit on the 6, and the 6 just went flying. He almost went all above the catch fence. A scary crash for Brad Keselowski. He's able to continue the race, but man, was that a scary crash or what? 6 car goes upside down. He flies nearly right at the catch fence. Hard crash as they bring out the caution for the first time today, but Keselowski somehow able to continue. And then during the caution, the 51 of Cole Custer goes up in smoke. So Rick Ware Racing not having a great day as the 15 was involved in a wreck, and now the 51 of Cole Custer goes up in smoke during the caution period, and his race is done. 51 goes up in smoke as the 54 also has a problem. Ty Gibbs has to come to pit road before the restart. He's one of the playoff drivers in this field. He's going to take a big hit on the points if he doesn't step up here at Kansas and next week at Bristol. The 19 car takes the lead on the restart. He goes down to the bottom and he clears everybody. The 24 car with a hard charge though into turn 2. The 24 though in second place, so with 3 wide battle right behind him. Here comes the 24 though of William Byron. Goes to the bottom and he takes the lead from Martin Truex Jr. He's one of the playoff drivers in this field, all trying to pick up those big playoff points to advance into the next round. There are no stage points awarded, although stage cautions are still given out as if they were going to be stage points awarded. The 48 car goes down to the bottom and he takes the lead from his teammate Alex Bowman and William Byron, both still in the playoffs, both trying to get into the next round, as Alex Bowman is going to take stage number 1 here at Kansas Speedway. He's trying to get all 4 of the Hendrick cars into the round of 12 as Alex Bowman takes the stage win away from his teammate William Byron. 48 car able to continue to lead onto the restart of stage 2. As the 11 car Denny Hamlin goes for the lead, he takes it from Bowman on the restart. Denny Hamlin is your new leader entering the beginning of stage 2, and now the 200 cars have to try to catch up. Both trying to pull off a crossover move, but Byron's the only one that got to the bottom and was successful to take the lead from Hamlin. And now Bowman, his teammate, following through in the line on the bottom as Bowman's trying to retake the lead. And now the 24's out in front. The 11 car is getting help from his teammate Martin Truex Jr. in the 19, but Truex Jr. is able to get second and take the lead from William Byron. And Truex is back in front now. The 19 takes the lead from William Byron, and he is also trying to advance into the next round. He is the defending champion from last season, trying to win another championship for the second year in a row as Ross Chastain goes to the lead. He's worked his way back up to the front, and Ross Chastain able to retake the lead from the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. A lot of competitive battling in stage number 2 with many different leaders. And now William Byron has a chance to try to retake the lead from the 1 car, but he has elected to pit during the stage 2 green flag pit stops. 24 is going to get an early start on the pit road as we have another set of green flag pit stops here in stage number 2. As this has been a mostly caution-free race so far. We've only had one natural caution occurring in this race as the 4 and the 11 almost tangle up together, but the 4 able to save it, and the 4 able to make a pass on the 11 car. But as mentioned earlier, there was only one natural caution that occurred earlier in stage number 1. And now they are taking pit stops under the green. The 19 car takes the lead from the 1 of Ross Chastain. These two have been battling out for the lead for most of stage number 2. Chastain, though, goes for the crossover move. He tries to go on the bottom, and he's going to take the lead away from the 19. The 19, though, trying to fight back on the high side. The bottom line is the preferred line here at Kansas Speedway. Will the 1 car able to prevail? And the 1 does prevail. He gets clearance from the 19, and the 48 car also battling right behind him. And now the 1 car has to come down to pit road before the end of stage number 2. He held out the longest, and that might not be a good strategy at the end. And now Bowman is also coming down pit road as well before the end of stage number 2, trying to get as fresh tires as possible, trying to stretch the lead as much as he can. More drivers coming off pit road. Truex is able to retake the lead on that pit road sequence, but he is going to have to come down pit road. He goes down to the bottom and has to make his pit stop, and the pit cycle will cycle out with the 1 and 48 both battling for the race lead. Chastain and Bowman are going to battle out for the stage 2 victory. Bowman won stage 1 earlier this race. He's trying to win stage 2 as well. Chastain goes to the bottom for the race lead. He takes it away from the 48 car, and the 1 car is able to take the lead away. Chastain's back in front, but Bowman might try to fight back as there's just a lap and a half left in here in stage number 2. Lap traffic ahead, but it might not be a factor for those leaders, and it's safe to say that the lap traffic will be spared from getting a lap down from these drivers. 43 is up in smoke. Doesn't make his way to pit road, but it looks like they will stay under green until the end of the stage. 48 car takes the lead. Now Bowman takes the lead away from Chastain. He's trying to win the second stage along with the first one, and he does. Able to hold off Ross Chastain. He's able to win stage number 2 here at Kansas Speedway. Pit stops occurred during the stage break, and the 1 car Ross Chastain was able to make it through off pit road over the 48 car of Alex Bowman. Able to get their fuel in. The last pit stop was for tires, and this one is now for fuel with less than 100 laps to go. Ross Chastain off pit road first, but the 67 stayed out to take the lead on the restart. Kurt Busch in his final Cup Series race of his career, trying to go out with a bang, trying to win one more race before he calls it a career and retires, as he takes the lead briefly, and Kevin Harvick was the other driver that stayed out of pit road. But with older tires and the drivers running with newer tires, it looks like they might be caught very quickly, and now the 1 car is able to pass the 67 of Kurt Busch, but Kurt Busch was able to lead for the final time this in his career, and that 67 undoubtedly will have had a long career with the driver under the belt of Kurt Busch, as we say farewell to Kurt Busch and his career. He retires after this race. What a career he's had. Anyway, the caution flag has flown for debris on the racetrack, and now they're getting fresh tires and fuel, hoping to make it to the end. And now the 11 car able to beat out the 1 off pit road this time. Denny Hamlin able to just barely beat out the 1 of Ross Chastain off pit road to take the lead. And the 12 car of Ryan Blaney goes up in smoke during the caution period, Blaney's another one of the playoff drivers in this field, and the 12 car goes up in smoke, and it might hurt his chances of making to the next round, as with a low position and with no stage points, the 12 will need to step it up next week at Bristol in order to get to the next round of the playoffs. Ryan Blaney, though, his day is done here at Kansas as he goes up in smoke. On the restart, Denny Hamlin takes the lead. The 11 car gets a good jump over the 1 of Ross Chastain. Alex Bowman and Kyle Busch are in row number 2. Bowman won the first 2 stages in this race as he's trying to win here at Kansas Speedway to try to get Alex Bowman right behind him in second place right now because Bowman just gained up a little bit. The 11 car, though, has to pit with 34 laps to go as the drivers are coming down for their final set of pit stops here at Kansas Speedway. We've only had 2 natural cautions occur, excluding the stage breaks, but now Bowman has to come to pit road with 30 laps remaining from the race lead. We're seeing strategies come up to play here in the green flag pit stops, and the 1 car now pitting with just 2 laps later. Now the 1 heads to pit road, getting his tires in field in hopes of making it to the end of the race, and now Logano comes down as well. The 7 car, Corey LaJoie, is going to be taking the lead for a brief moment as the 7 is trying to pick up as much points as possible. He is the underdog of the playoffs. Was able to win earlier this season and somehow made the playoffs. The 7 team are battling against all odds and hoping to make it to the next round as underdogs. As Corey LaJoie's had a season of a lifetime, that 7 car has just been phenomenal here in 2023, and are looking to make a deep run towards the championship for the small Spire Motorsports team. LaJoie makes his way to pit road as Alex Bowman is going to cycle out as the race leader with just a few laps to go, but the 7 car with a phenomenal run so far. Anyway, Alex Bowman slows down, he comes to pit road, and he has a problem. And the 48 car will lose this race despite winning the first 2 stages. A heartbreaker for Alex Bowman. It looked like he was going to be a winner at Kansas, but it was not meant to be today. And now with 2 to go, the 11 and 19 battle out for the race win to see who will advance into the next round with a win. Hamlin and Truex both battling, both teammates, but I'm sure they're not going to be teammates for this 1 lap to see who's going to make it into the next round as the white flag waves. 1 lap to go here at Kansas Speedway. A battle between the Joe Gibbs teammates, between Hamlin and Truex. Truex gaining ground on the bottom lane. Hamlin staying put. Down the backstretch they go. 11 car trying to hang on over his teammate. Teammate looks low. Here comes Truex down to the final corner. Can he make the pass on Denny Hamlin? Down to the line. Here we go. Truex and Hamlin battling for the race win. Who's it going to be? Wow, that was very close. We're going to have to take another look at that finish. It was between Hamlin and Truex. It came down to inches from the looks of it. So we're going to slow it down a little bit. Let's see who wins this race. It was Denny Hamlin taking the win over Martin Truex Jr. by 1/1000th of a second. Denny Hamlin gets himself into the round of 12. He had to pass his teammate to win the race, but he does it. Denny Hamlin is in the round of 12, and it came down to 1/1000th of a second. Alex Bowman retired with a tire problem. That's why he was out of the race with just a few laps to go while he was leading it. And we had ourselves a close finish at Kansas. Wow. Denny Hamlin hangs on and wins and moves himself into the round of 12 of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the point standings heading into Bristol. As you see here, Hamlin and Logano both advance to the next round with wins. Elliott advances on points alone, and there's a tie for 12th position, the final transfer spot between Blaney and Bowman. Blaney owns the tiebreaker because he had the better finish in the round 16 events than Bowman did. Busch and Dillon are also tied, but both are currently still in the playoffs, although Busch is higher than Dillon on the same tiebreaker. We will see you guys next weekend at Bristol for the first cutoff race of the playoffs. You don't want to miss that one, and until next time, we will see you later.